are now tuned in to the Free Play Media Podcast Network. And welcome to We Are Live. I'm Travis Terrell, joined by Chris Denman in a tan today.
I'm going to unzip myself, and Chris is going to come flying out of me. So, yeah.
Special co-host Matt Whitener joining us today. And in studio, we have the great comedian Brad Williams, boys and girls.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. I like it. So you're not the regular guy?
No, I'm the regular guy would be kind of a little bit more in this chair than me.
Oh.
So he'd be a little bit wider.
A larger individual?
A little lighter, a little larger.
He'd be like overflowing the chair a little bit. It'd be a tight fit. Like you see that, like you go to like the water park in the summer and you see that one woman that's like rocking the bikini where you're like, you are one fun size Snickers bar away of just boom and then like just going all everywhere.
So that's how me and my buddies used to describe when you'd be like, hey, come over, there's some girls coming over, and you're like, all right, explain it to me what my role is here. And you're like, one of them might be one sugar-free Jell-O pudding pop away from being a problem. You're like, okay, it depends on what part of the night is. All right.
Isn't that weird though that conversation happens? What's my role?
What am I here to accomplish?
You know what I mean? Because as a guy, when your boy calls you over, you know, like, all right, do you need me to distract? Do you need me to jump on a grenade? Do you need me like this woman ain't leaving your house? Do you like what's the role? Whereas women always have the same role with each other. Hey girl, there's some guys here. I need you to come over. That means make sure I don't suck all the dicks.
Right.
Like,
two tops.
Grab my ponytail and yank my head back as I start going towards one of the dicks. Just be like,
last
nah.
night, I don't know if I could do another night like this. You're like, oh, it's a doubleheader.
Yeah, literally.
Brad Williams will be at Helium this weekend, by the way.
Yeah.
He will be here all weekend long. So much comedy going around the city of St. Louis. Once you stop by Brad's show, make sure you guys stop by Southtown Pub later that evening as well, as the Last Laugh stage continues. No Lou Fest, no problem. We're still going to have great comedians like Matt Rife, Mia Jackson, of course, a lot of local St. Louis comedians joining us at Southtown. Again, that starts tomorrow at 2 p.m. Brad, you just traveled all the way in, though, from Los Angeles.
Yeah, and I have shows to do, which I've heard that some comics don't have that luxury. They travel all the way to St. Louis, and they're like, oh, there's no shows.
No.
I flew on a plane all the way here. No shows. Okay.
How many situations have you been in similar? Have you had a situation where you flew to a city and they're like, hey, man, the club burned down?
Yeah. There was one time, it was Bend, Oregon, where I flew.
Oh, wow.
I flew from LA to Bend, Oregon, got there, and they're like, we went out of business like yesterday. And I'm like, no phone call?
What?
No text? No nothing. And also, you don't just go out of business. There's signs. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh man, he was fine yesterday, and then today died from AIDS. It's like, no. There's a build up to that. There's signs, and you're like, we're not gonna make it to the end of the month.
So I mean, not to say that like St. Louis is like, I don't know, the world's most entertaining city, but it's a difference between that and Bend, Oregon. At least some of these people are coming here as opposed to landing in somebody's backyard like an episode of like Narcos or something.
And that's Bend, Oregon.
That's Bend, Oregon.
Bend, Oregon was the documentary from Netflix, Wild Wild Country, but before the cult got there.
Yeah, that's right.
When the cult got there, it was fun.
Like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, there was orgies. There was a lot of alcohol going on. That was a good time.
We like to call it West Waco now.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Exactly. No, I feel bad for the people, and I feel bad for the people that got tickets to see certain artists come perform in the festival. That's awful. But hey, now you're not doing anything, and you wanted to see a show. Come to my show at Helium. I mean, Gary Clark Jr. is amazing, but it's not a midget telling jokes. That's what we got.
That's the log line right there.
Yeah, just midget telling jokes. That's all you got to do to sell it.
So start it off with Spotify. Listen to Lou Fest on Spotify.
Yeah.
And then just jump in.
And then come and get some real comedy.
Yeah. See a midget telling jokes. That's the shit. Like, that's the story that you're going to be telling your friends. You could have gone to see Gary Clark Jr. and Robert Plant, who are two legends. And then, but on Monday, you wouldn't be telling them about that. You'd be like, dude, a midget told me jokes. Like, that's fairy tale shit right there. That's like you got to go across a bridge, answer a riddle, and the midget tells you a joke, and then like
that sounds like the Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
right there.
That's like that's like some medieval times. Just bring me my joke, midget. I just run in and yell out dilly dilly.
So in case the wait for Game of Thrones to come back around was taking too long,
yeah,
we've got this for you.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
We got our dwarf entertainment. You don't have to wait for Dinklage to come out with his fake ass British accent. I'm calling you out, Dinklage.
Do you have beef with Dinklage?
Of course I have beef with Dinklage. I hate this fucker. Now, it's strictly jealousy. That's all it is. I'm not trying to say I'm better than him. I'm not. You know, he's an amazing actor. He's really talented. Fuck, if they made a movie and called it the Brad Williams story, it would be starring Peter Dinklage. He's that good.
So we need the inverse to happen.
Yeah, so I need to shut him down. So maybe some people will be like, oh, okay, how about that Brad Williams guy? That's pretty funny, too. He's all right. You know, I'm trying to be the number 2 dwarf, okay? Like
the number 2.
Yeah, I got to kick Wee Man out. I got to figure out how to get that.
See, now we're getting in the power rankings.
Yeah,
right?
now we gotta go.
Yeah, there's the power rankings. You know what I mean? Like there's rap power rankings.
Yes.
There's political power rankings. There's midget power rankings.
Well, the political ones are upside down. So let's
like if Wee Man comes over and tells me, "Hey, that's my seat," I still have to get up.
You have to.
You know what I mean? I still have to move. That's his fucking seat. You know. But but I think it's just Dinklage and Wee Man. Those are the only midgets ahead of me right now. Like Tony Cox, he was the black dwarf from Me, Myself, and Irene.
Was.
Yeah,
I can tell him to move.
So you move past Tony Cox. There you go.
I moved past Tony Cox.
he was an ass kicker in Bad Santa.
Yeah,
he was the toughest thing in that old movie.
Oh, don't get me wrong. He's a legend, but at the same time, like right now, my stock's a little higher. So I can tell him to move. But yeah, it's funny because we just had I do a podcast called the About Last Night podcast, and we have Wee Man on as our guest this week.
Wow!
And it was great because I just got to ask him like, dude, has anyone come up to you and said, "Are you Brad Williams?" And he goes, 3 people. I'm like, yeah,
nice.
Finally, you asshole! That's been happening to me my whole goddamn life. I don't care that it only happened 3 times. That's 3 times, and he's like, "Oh, it's people that are friends of yours." I'm like, I don't even give a shit.
Like that's when you immediately be like, "I don't know that person."
I don't know him. I didn't know about the 3, so I doubt they were. Yeah, I got so happy when he told me.
So then,
that.
flip of the coin. Then how many people come up and say you're Wee Man?
Oh, all the time. It's like, oh, you know who the other dwarf is? We're like him and I are like. Neck and neck is, I mean, literally we're neck and neck, size-wise. Our necks are at the same level. It's very strange. Me and Hornswoggle from WWE.
From the WWE.
Me and Hornswoggle are like right there. And he's a friend of mine, and because we all know each other.
I feel like there's a relational thing here. We can have a conversation that couldn't happen if Chris was here.
That's very true.
We can all kind of talk about inside communities.
Exactly. No, it's absolutely true. And some dwarves get mad, like, "Oh man, we don't know each other. That's fucking wrong." And then they go, "Oh yeah, well, do you know this one?" They're like, "Well, yeah, of course I know him." Like, because we do. Like, you're dwarves entertainment. My whole thing is like, if Hornswoggle or Wee Man or Dinklage or any of these other dwarves gets Me Too'd, that's going to hurt me.
That's
going to hurt me. Because people are going to walk up and be like, "Hey, you touched that girl." I'm like, "No, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
It was the other one."
Oh, damn.
You know?
Oh, man.
I can only imagine, like, for you, if James Harden does some shit,
like James, no.
you're done. You're done.
Well, you're looking at 95% of the St. Louis black radio host population right here. So yeah, we have to stick together in that regard.
Start a little text thread and just be like, "Hey, dude, behave.
Yeah.
Don't fuck up." You're gonna mess up everything for everybody else. Like, hey, get your shit right.
So we get 2 seats at the table.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So let's not get it down to 1.
Exactly. Like if Hornswoggle ever sent me a message was like, "Hey, I'm going on a date tonight," and I would just text him back, "Hey, no means no, fucker."
Well, you got to make sure he doesn't get a Z's.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, don't get a Z.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get a Z's. And yeah. Bless you. What? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I've just got to keep my friends in check because Hornswoggle has sent me some messages about. And I've gotten messages. People are like, dude, were you at a wrestling show tonight in Erie, Pennsylvania? It's no.
Let's nail this down.
Yeah, use your logic, man. Which is more likely to happen? The stand-up comic is somewhere in the country doing stand-up, or I'm in Erie, Pennsylvania doing an indie wrestling show at a gym. Which is more likely to happen?
On the other hand, though, it gives you one hell of an alibi, though. If you ever need to say that, oh, no, I was not there.
If I get Me Too'd, I'd be like, no, I was at a wrestling show in Erie, Pennsylvania. Look at my Instagram.
Drop it in the group me and let them know, like, hey guys, let me know
exactly.
Like,
let me know everyone's location.
So in that situation, is Dinklage the one that has his messages like muted, like he doesn't get them, like everybody else is there?
He doesn't get them. He's better than all of us. Okay. It's like that's like some women being like, oh, Beyonce is one of us. No.
That's a one-way pass.
Try to get in touch with her. That ain't gonna happen.
Dinklage got the giant role in Infinity War.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah,
wasn't it? He's a dwarf, but he's a giant. That's like seeing Dinklage as a dwarf giant in Infinity War. That's when you're like watching a porno and she's got an amazing face and spectacular tits and the camera pans down. You're like, there's a penis there. You're just like, I'm confused. What
you
do
were
I
with
do?
happening. I was with this until
my dick
wasn't.
It was ready to go. Then that happened, and I'm like, oh wait, now am I allowed to? What? That's the thing. Dinklage was a giant, but he was a dwarf giant. That's
a dwarf giant.
And you would think
really
that in
weird.
most cases, a dwarf giant would just be the regular size of Chris Hemsworth.
I'm like, dwarf giant is 6'1". Like that's what a dwarf giant is. That's weird. I'm making your cameraman die. It's crazy, man. Like that's a weird role, but hey, he got it. That's the thing. Is as soon as I was watching Infinity War, and as soon as they're like, as soon as Hemsworth is like, we need to go to the planet of the dwarves and make me a new hammer, whatever the fuck. That's my Hemsworth. I was like, oh, it's gonna be Dinklage, because like who the fuck else would it be? Who else would it be? I didn't get a call. So it wasn't me, and if it's not me, then it's got to be Dinklage.
Tony Cox is sitting right here.
Tony Cox is sitting right there. It's like I was ready.
He would have been the Wakandan dwarf giant.
We got to write that in for Tony Cox now.
I would love to see Tony Cox sitting there like Wakanda forever, just doing that shit. That'd be amazing. He's got he's got an invented vibranium. I don't know. We're going into some deep dive nerd shit right now.
We're nerded out.
I don't care. I love how in the movie just vibranium does everything. It's like, well, we have vibranium, so we're really good with medical shit. And you're like, well, what is vibranium? Wait, so it's a shield?
So like
it's vibranium, it floats. Like,
right.
It does everything.
Vibranium's a metal that when you go to the airport, it doesn't make you have to get out of line and get inappropriately
It's everything.
touched.
That's basically what it is.
Vibranium is the duct tape of metals.
It's the anti-molesting metal, so you don't have to get out the line.
It does fucking everything. Holy crap.
I love that Marvel creates those nice, easy plot devices that allows you to.
Well, it's fantasy. You can do whatever you want. You can be like, oh, the world is hopeless, but that's why there's like every episode of a Marvel comic or any comic book where like the character dies, you're like, it's over. You're like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's comics. They'll find the secret crystal. They'll find the thing. They'll find the moat. They'll find the whatever the hell.
He's got a 3-movie deal. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Today we're just taking all the joy away from ourselves. It's like, no, let's look at his contract on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
we're fine.
Exactly.
Black Panther 2 comes out in 2020. He'll be back by then.
Honda. Let's do that shit.
Even if he is Tony Cox.
I love it, man. Man, this is a good time. We got Black Panther killing it. We got Get Out killing it. Now you got Crazy Rich Asians killing it. man, this is like
and the Jews are making all the money from it.
Yeah,
too, so.
and the Jews make the money from it.
Everyone wins.
Everyone wins. This is like when Obama got elected. All the Christian white people are like, "Fuck, our time is coming to an end." I thought our guy was making it happen, but no, apparently not.
Has people's like sensibilities changed? I guess over the last 2 years. From I don't know. It feels like 2 years. You wouldn't think a ton would change as far, especially when you're out performing on the roads. But it feels like a lot of people's sensibilities have changed over the last couple of years.
It's the blowback. It's the way the pendulum swings.
Right.
Because we had Obama, so the pendulum was over there,
right.
and then Trump comes in, and we have tiki torches in Charlottesville. So that's when everyone doubles down and goes, "Fuck you, Black Panther." Like, oh, you think you're gonna walk around with a tiki torch and an Izod shirt? Which, by the way, the funny part is a lot of those white supremacists are wearing Izod shirts. Izod, the crocodile thing, or no, Lacoste. Lacoste, like a lot of them wearing like the Lacoste shirts with the crocodile. That was a black tennis player. Yeah. That started the Lacoste brand, and they're like rocking Lacoste, like this is the clothing of my people. No, it ain't.
No, the clothing of my people.
Why don't you start having a KKK rally in a dashiki? Same shit. Fuck's wrong with you? You're trying to do that like we hate black people. Obviously you don't.
I just want to go back to the part where like a group of them went inside like a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby and was like, tiki torches. This is going to make the mother jump. They ain't going to see this shit coming.
It clearly was a protest that started on the way there.
Yeah. Right, like, what do we have to light our way? Wait, you guys didn't bring... Well, we could use our cell phone lights. That's not threatening.
That's not angry enough.
And it's like, well, how about like those torches that they when they had torches and pitchforks when they chased out the Frankenstein monster, because that's what the black man is in today's society. Who's the Frankenstein monster? Like, well, we don't have those torches, but we do have those little torches that make mosquitoes fly away from your barbecue. Done. That'll work.
Let's go. It's gonna smell great.
Yeah,
too.
It's gonna smell fantastic.
Everything's gonna be amazing.
I mean, hell, it was a hateful rally. It shouldn't have happened, but at the same time, when they walked by, you're like, "This is nice.
This is the absolute most pleasant protest."
You like Febreze the Nazis, man. That was cool. That was fine. They're sensible.
Speaking of which, how many?
Speaking of Nazis,
how many pairs of Nikes have you had a chance to burn this week?
Oh, fucking all my Nikes.
All your Nikes are gone now?
I threw them all. Idiots. Listen, that's fine if you don't want to wear your Nikes anymore. That's fine. But you burned the Nikes and you telling Nike, yeah, fuck you, they got your money, dummy. You bought the $129 pair of Jordans, now you're lighting them on fire? And then you're like, I really showed Nike. No, you didn't.
And then the great thing that happens is, I'm going to wear my Converse when you have to go to Nike.com now to buy Converse.
Your Converse.
Yeah. I'm not going to wear Nike, but I'm going to wear Air Jordans. Well.
Got news for you.
Yeah. That's like, because I'll have people come to my shows and they'll heckle me, and I'll get them back, and then they'll keep going back and forth, and I'll finally have to throw them out. I don't like throwing people out, but I'll finally throw them out and be like, I won. I'm like, I got your money already.
Right, like
you bought a ticket.
Yeah,
I have your money, and now this whole room thinks you're an idiot. How did you win?
By the way, your girlfriend's staying. I did not throw her out.
Yeah. Oh, that happens all the time. That's the funniest shit. When like the guy heckles me and is like, "Come on, babe, we're leaving." She's like, "I actually think it's kind of funny." It's
the 2-drink minimum. I still gotta finish this drink.
I've had that happen on both sides. I've had the guy. I've had the woman leave, and then the guy's like, "Nah, bitch."
All right, like
this is some funny shit. I'm really liking this. I'm not going to leave just because, yeah.
Well, guys feel more accountable, I think, to follow their girl out because they don't want the blowback, but a girl is underneath no such similar pressure.
No. She was just like, no, this is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys are like, okay, I got to go. It's like, God, no, you don't. You can find someone else to blow you.
Yeah, right. It's somebody else in this room.
It's fine. Or the girl's leaving, the guy gets up. It's like, I'm sorry.
Oh, he has to apologize to everyone on the way out the door.
She gets like that.
And you know, in most Comedy Club. She's already made a warpath through the room.
Oh, yeah.
But then you have to, excuse me.
Excuse me, my bad. Sorry about that.
You've done like 5 dick grazes next to people as you moved out, and you're just like, this is the most uncomfortable
I
thing
love
that's
it,
ever
man.
happened.
And then here's my favorite thing is now like everyone's like, because there's all these social justice things going on, even if people don't have a thing, they still want a thing.
Yeah.
Like they want well, I'm not black, so I can't be part of that. I'm not a woman, so I can't be part of the pussy hats. I'm not a yada yada, so I can't do this. And then like last week, animal crackers. You know animal crackers?
Yeah, they with the PETA, and they got mad because they were.
They changed the box, so now the animals aren't in cages. You solved all our problems.
So now I'm gonna go home and take all of my animal crackers out of the cupboard.
You're gonna burn them.
Like I showed
It's
you.
like, really? The week that Colin Kaepernick comes out as the spokesman for Nike saying stand for something even if it means you sacrifice everything, you have the balls to be like, yeah, what about them animals in cages? You're like, oh, in the zoo? No, on the side of the cookie box. Fuck you. That's not a thing. That's not an issue. No one was suffering. There was no Sarah McLachlan ASPCA commercial zooming in on animals on the side of a cookie box in a cage with a in the arms of the angel.
For just
Fuck off.
24 cents a box, you too can free.
You can free these animals that are pictured on cardboard. I love how the Animal Cracker Company was just like, yeah, okay, we'll switch
That's fine. Like we
right.
didn't really know people care.
Yeah, you don't care about the content of our cook. All right,
That's fine.
fine.
By the way,
Free
we didn't know
promotion.
people still ate animal crackers, so thank you.
Yeah,
we appreciate that.
Now we're in the news. We weren't even in the news for a while. Now, like, when the fuck were we ever talking about animal crackers over the last 20 years?
Yeah, I've been out of
Exactly.
that conversation.
Yeah,
It's
now
been
we're
going
actually
on.
talking about them. Who knew?
Being able to travel. What's some of the? I guess what's some of the craziest shit people have said to you while you're on stage?
Oh, while I'm on stage? All right. The craziest thing by far, and this is a real story. This was in Marco Island, Florida. And anytime you say that it happened in Florida, you already know, oh, shit.
Oh, hold on
Some
to your
stuff's
butts.
going to happen. So there was a joke I used to do about how different races react to me.
Right.
And which is absolutely true. And I go through the white reaction, which is fear. And then I go through the Latino reaction, which is we're gonna say some stuff, but I'm gonna say it in Spanish, so you think I don't understand it. And it's like, dude, I'm from Southern California, where if you don't speak Spanish, you starve.
Right.
So like I know that. And then I go, and my favorite reaction is reaction I get from black people, because
Right.
like black kids, they don't give a fuck. They just walk up like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" And
That was a great Travis impression.
thank
by the
you.
way.
Like, I
No worries.
apologize.
And
That
the
was-
dad's right behind him, like, yeah, what is wrong? You know what I mean? So, like, I'm doing that bit, and then from the side of the stage, I can't believe this happened. Although now I kind of do believe it happened. This woman just stands up, white woman, puts her hand in the air, her fist in the air, and goes and yells out, "White power!" Like legitimate white, and I just like record scratch, like
What?
What? And
What?
I did the thing where I looked at her and I said, "Did you just say white power?" Which is me going, I'm giving you an out right now. I'm giving you a chance to be like, no, I said those biscuits need more flour. Like that's
Right.
I was like, I'm giving you a chance to be like, sorry,
Like, fix this.
Yeah, and she would. I said white power, and I'm like,
Oh no.
and so I said, listen, I will tolerate a lot, but I'll give you two options right now. I said, option number one is that you leave and everyone will be very happy. Option number two is you sit there, and for the rest of my act, I got about, like 35 minutes left on this stage. I'm going to make fun of you relentlessly.
That.
I'm going to encourage every one of these waitresses to jizz in your drink. Like, I'm going to, like, and if anyone in this room gets up and walks across this room right now and punches you in the face, we're all in this room are going to go, we saw nothing. She fell. Like, I'd be fine with that.
Oh my
You know,
God.
and
Wow.
and then she goes, I'm gonna stay right here, and I'm like,
Oh,
all right,
wow.
here we go. So for the next 30 minutes, like I would make fun of her relentlessly. I would do every time I did a joke about stupid people, I'd be like, and we all know who that is, you know, like, and it was like I've never had that sort of like I've never been face to face with just that kind of hatred before, and that kind of person where I'm just like, oh, you're evil, like you're just evil, like you're just plain like I'm a naive person. I never truly thought evil existed. You always hear about like, oh, Nazis and KKK,
Right.
and like that's not real.
But you never thought you would like be in the middle of it,
yeah.
right?
And then I'm just like, did you see me on stage and be like, this is my moment. We're fine. I'm in a safe space. White power. Like, fuck.
Excuse me? No.
No, this is not when you do that. Or ever. Yeah. So that was by far the craziest thing I've ever had. In a distant second, and this is at a little levity of the situation, there was a woman that was like heckling me one time in Vegas, and she was like talking and I said, like, why, like, you keep yelling out, why are you doing this? She goes, you don't remember me? I'm like, who the fuck? No. And she goes, we fucked last time you were in Vegas.
Shut up. In the middle of your set?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, Corinne, what's up?
You're like, oh,
How's
baby
it
girl,
going? Yeah.
You do so much your hair color? I like it.
And then, of course, my girlfriend's there at the time. And that was interesting. I had to walk back and be like, I don't know who she is. Baby.
So did you have to do that quick math where you were like, did these things overlap?
Yeah,
Did these things happen?
all that.
You can be completely unable as a man to
Yeah.
add 1 + 1, but you can figure out.
Right. Oh,
if
you know.
these live- if
You know
these moments
exactly
overlap.
when the overlap happened.
And your girl know too. She been doing the math
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
When was you in Vegas?
Was I around for that last trip? Was that the trip I wanted to go on? But you're like, no, it's a business thing.
So I mean, but what is somebody? Well, I mean, when somebody tries to set out, I never understood the heckling mentality.
Yeah.
I've never understood you trying to tell this person whose job it is to tell jokes, and
Right.
you paid money to come see do it.
Yeah.
that you're gonna be funnier than them.
'Cause that
Didn't we
doesn't-
learn this from the Nutty Professor? This never works out.
No. Oh, that was so great. I love that scene. It's amazing because it's the only thing. Like, you don't watch Hamilton. You know what I mean? You're
Right.
not in the audience at Hamilton, and you're just like yelling out like, slow it down. You talk too fast. I can't understand you. You don't do that.
Alexander Hamilton wasn't black. I was there.
Yeah.
Like, were you? Jesus, Mom, sit down.
Why does Thomas Jefferson have an afro? What did I miss? Apparently you're all black. I missed that part.
Although I did walk in and I was like, okay, that's what this is gonna be. All right, cool.
Yeah, like not really anyone else really gets heckled the way like stand-up comedy where it's a part of it, where I sometimes have people come up to me after shows and just be like, hey man, and then like they heckled me at some point. They're like, I really helped you out there. It's like, no, you didn't.
No.
I was good.
No, right.
You see how everyone
As
was
if you
laughing?
came to
Yeah.
the show like, I didn't know what I was going to say today.
Yeah, but then thankfully you yelled something out. So it's like, no, you offered up a lump of coal, and I went fuck, and I stopped, grabbed your coal, squeezed it really hard, got a diamond, and was like, there. I didn't want to do that, but fuck, all right.
This is a pawn shop diamond, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Cubic zirconia.
Well, before we get you out of here, I know you just did your most recent special on Showtime, no?
Yeah. Well, like I just recorded a Netflix special. It's not out yet.
Okay.
But
Awesome.
it's gonna be out. It's gonna be out later in the fall. And so yeah, but I've had 2 Showtime specials. Which, if you're like, I don't have Showtime, do you have Amazon Prime? Cool, they're streaming there.
Right.
You don't have to buy them. Although I should tell people to go to my website and buy them from me.
Yeah,
but whatever.
let's do that,
Yeah, go to Amazon Prime. Just watch it.
And
It's
then, of
fine.
course, the pod. You got the pod, man.
Yeah, I got the podcast, the About Last Night podcast. We've had Wee Man as a guest. We've had Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
We've had Neil Patrick Harris. We've had Sandra Bullock. Oh shit, we had Sandra Bullock on.
Wow.
Yeah, we had Sandra Bullock on the podcast. We're the only podcast.
Sandra Bullock
she's
doesn't
ever
even do
done.
media, let alone pods.
Yeah.
My God, what a great get.
She's
I
never
gotta
done
ask
it.
you about Sandra Bullock
Ask
because
away,
I was
my
watching a Sandra Bullock. What was it? Ocean's 8. I was watching the other day.
She smells better in person.
She
that's my
what
thing.
I've always wanted to know.
I've always looked and I've been like, you know what, Sandra Bullock,
You probably smell so good.
are you better in person?
Yeah.
Than you are, because you look good on my TV.
Yeah.
You look like you'll walk in the room and I might be like, I'm a Sandra Bullock fan.
Yeah, there's that where you're just like, if it's like, because she's, what, 50? She's 49, 48? She's somewhere out there. It looked amazing.
Stunning.
Dude, I was at a concert a few weeks ago, and Cindy Crawford was next to me. There's video of this on my Instagram. She looks better. It's like, how the hell? Oh my God! It was madness. So yeah, we've had some great guests on the podcast, and so yeah, check that out, enjoy it, but then mostly come see me at a live show. Now I'm really into watches. What kind of watch is that?
This is a Dakota.
Was that? Oh, see, that's cool. I got a hipster watch. This is a watch that my wife gave me, where like it's wood, and then the wood comes from bourbon barrels. So yeah, now I'm hipster.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's cool, but I'm just like, oh, this is bourbon barrel.
this is a
bourbon barrel wood. We like to recycle, and we don't like to throw it.
And of course, as we all know, Brad Williams, biggest Hollywood elitist probably in the business right now.
Huge elitist. I mean, not in touch with the common man. Not like me. In touch with the common man. That everyone says that about me. Everyone.
Bring your asses out to Helium this weekend. Make sure you check out my homie Brad Williams and check out the pod. Check out his latest work on show, and of course the Netflix special coming soon.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt Whitener, for sitting in for my good friend Chris Denman. This is We Are Live, and we'll catch you guys next time.